You're all my besties and I wanted to have coffee with you this morning. And this caffeine alone is going to kill me. Oh damn. That was the dumbest thing I've ever done. The nicest compliment anyone could tell me right now. Moving to the GC. You guys are onto something. I honestly love meeting you guys. Biggest lesson from 2022. The whole game's changed and I hate it. The vibe is wholesome. Let's go and get what you want. I'm continuing my masters in 11 months time. I will be finished uni forever. Head to New Zealand. Go to Europe for a couple of weeks. What happened is kind of obvious. Goals for 2023. Like male attention. Thank you for coming along with me for 2022. Hello guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. I hope you're doing well. I am finally getting around to filming my little life update Q&A. It's been a long time since I filmed one of these, but I had this really cool idea while I was having my coffee one morning that we could do like a little coffee catch up. So the plan is you are watching this when you're also having your coffee, or if you don't drink coffee, your morning beverage, whatever it is in your morning routine, and we're kind of just like sitting down chatting, catching up on life, because I feel like you're all my besties and I wanted to have coffee with you this morning. I am just about to head out. I'm gonna drive to Starbucks and I really wanted to try their Christmas drinks, even though I'm pretty sure this video is going up after Christmas. I just have not gotten around to heading there to try any of them, and I'm gonna try them in the car with you guys and we're gonna catch up. So yeah, let's head to Starbucks.
Welcome to Starbucks. Can I start the order with a name?
Georgia. Can I please get a gingerbread frappuccino?
A tall gingerbread frappuccino. Is that with coffee and cream?
Yes, please. Can I also get a tall iced almond latte? Can I get that, the toffee nut?
Yeah, a tall iced coffee nut latte on almond. That one does come with cream. Did you want us to swap it out for the plant-based cream, or are you fine with the normal one?
Normal cream's fine, thank you.
No worries, you're extra food.
Thank you. Why am I so awkward? Oh, awesome, thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh my god, please don't go up my dress. I don't know why I asked for a tray. I have coffee holders, but they're so little. I must have looked like such a twat. I just like moved into 4 different car parks because this is the most awkward car park to film in. Like, I feel like wherever I sit, you're gonna see my camera on the dash. I don't know how I feel about that. I've never worn this dress before too, guys, and I just feel like it's too puffy for me. I don't normally wear puffy sleeves, but I really like the color of this dress. And now that I'm wearing it, I kind of feel like it just accentuates my broad shoulders. Okie dokie. Now, let's see how we go with the whole aircon situation, because it is 32 degrees today. This is a gingerbread frappuccino. Doesn't she look divine? And then I also couldn't justify getting like 4 because it's literally just me, and this caffeine alone is going to kill me. But this is an iced toffee nut latte on almond milk. So that's our drinks of choice today. All right, let's get to trying these because I am so excited. I don't know why I've never tried Starbucks Christmas range, but I feel like it's just fun. Before Christmas, there's all these like festive flavors and I just love it. I'm very late to this train. It is the week of Christmas as I am filming this, but the gingerbread frappuccino, apparently this is the most popular. Oh damn. Yum! This has coffee in it too. That is so yum. I loved gingerbread flavored things, and there's a cafe that I go to a lot that has a gingerbread latte. I just like, I love it. I have it all year round. Gingerbread flavored stuff just slaps. That is so tasty. It's like really gingerbready. No, I like that a lot. I knew I was gonna like this. This is the one that I was most excited to try. Yum! Where can you like buy gingerbread syrup? Like, I have tried to search for it, and surely there's somewhere that does like a good gingerbread syrup. I also really like these lids. How do I do this? That was the dumbest thing I've ever done. I'm gonna like mix the milk in. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's definitely not as sweet as the gingerbread one, which is nice. You could probably have this like more on the regular. Like, I feel like you wouldn't get sick of this one. I don't mind that. That's pretty good too. I was gonna get, what is it, like the peppermint one that everyone loves, but I'm not a peppermint gal. I don't like peppermint chocolate and stuff. Anyway, the real reason we're here is to have a bit of a chit chat update, catch up on life, because there's been a lot going on and I just feel like this is really nice to do at the end of the year, going into a new year, kind of like answer anything that's been left unsaid. Yeah, sorry if the light changes as well. It's like partly cloudy. I've just screenshotted your responses from my Instagram. A lot of you are so sweet asking how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. Am I really going on my healing journey? Which is so beautiful. I am actually doing a lot better than I have been, and it's so lovely to have such a supportive online community that like checks up on you. I don't know, I feel like, I hope you guys feel like I'm supporting you as well with like the content and stuff that I put out. It's just so nice. Like, I've had so many lovely DMs and messages from you guys checking up on me over the past 2 months, and it has just been so beautiful. And it's crazy how fast things happen. Like 2 months, that is wild. I am doing a lot better than I have been. It's very much a roller coaster, like we're up and then we're down, and little things are still quite difficult for me, which I guess is to be expected. But yeah, I feel like I really done a lot of work in a short amount of time on myself, if that makes sense. And I'm just loving getting to know myself and trying to enjoy the healing process as uncomfortable as it is. I feel like there's so much to be learned about myself. Yeah, like I've said to you guys a few times, I felt like I lost me a little bit, and it's actually been really nice. I've been doing a lot of stuff with my beautiful friends. Some of them have like really noticed a change in me. Like I've said, I wasn't not me, but I was just at a very reduced version of me. A lot of my friends have said, like, since they've seen me before all of this happened to now, like, I'm actually me. Like, I'm radiating good energy and I'm just a lot more bubbly and me, and that's the nicest compliment anyone could tell me right now, is that I'm more me. There's someone coming out. Oh my god, this is so awkward. She's literally coming out, guys. Oh my god, I hate that for myself. Please leave. Please leave. Glad that time in my life is over. But yeah, like I said, I'm like going up and down. Like, there's little things and little moments that I find really hard still, especially this time of year. I feel like is very difficult for me, and probably a lot harder than I expected it to be too. Like, I think I expected it to feel a bit different, but I don't know, it's just like very different. Social media is also a little bit chaotic for me at this point in the year. Happy for everyone else, but also seeing like couple posts and I don't know, relationship stuff is just like not what I need to be filling my brain with right now. I don't know, this time of year can kind of accentuate loneliness for different people for different reasons. I feel like there's a lot of reasons this year would be tough. People in a similar situation, or someone when you've lost someone. I have definitely been feeling more myself, which is awesome. I'm getting lost in all of these, so I'm just gonna like go in order and like pick some. It sounds like you're hinting at moving to the GC. Is this true? You guys are onto something. I'm putting that energy out there, not specifically the Gold Coast, but just like the beach in general. It's something that I've always wanted to do. Like, since I was little, I half grew up at the beach. We were always at the coast every school holidays. We had multiple family beach houses. I was super lucky. I just have always known that's where I want to go. That's where I want to end up. And recently it's kind of hit me that now that I am on my own, I don't have someone else to be thinking about. It's kind of reminded me to just like go and do whatever it is that I want to do and stop holding back, because I feel like I've definitely held myself back. And yeah, there's just nothing stopping me anymore. There's a few things that could line up really well. I'm just putting it out there for next year, and yeah, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll manifest it. Maybe I'll get myself a beach boy. A few of you asking for my tips on getting into running and how running is going. It is going very well. I'm really enjoying it. It's good to just like change up my training a little bit, give me something that I can do when I don't want to go to the gym. It's still like a pretty sweaty workout. My journey has been a little bit different getting back into running, I would say, compared to just like the average person, because I was coming back from an injury, so it was very much like influenced by what we were doing at the physio, how my knee was holding up. A little bit different, but my biggest tip would be to start small. I see so many people like going like head first into it, and if you're a runner, like totally fine, but in my situation, I'm not a long distance runner, and for someone like that, I would just say start small, like super small. And I did a lot of interval running, so you can pick your increments, but you know, say 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, giving yourself the same amount of rest time as you're running to really ease yourself into it, and then keep doing it until it feels a little bit easier, and then progress, and slowly your rest time starts decreasing. Keep forgetting to drink my coffee. Have you ever thought about doing a meetup, preferably in Perth? I honestly love meeting you guys. I've met quite a few of you in the last month or so, just like when I'm out and about, and it's so lovely to like put faces to the Instagram handle, or I don't know, I just love like giving you guys a big squeeze and getting a photo and having a quick chat. It's just so lovely. I don't feel like I would ever organize one because that just gives me too much anxiety. In terms of meeting you guys, love it. Biggest lesson from 2022. There's a few, but I would probably say you are stronger than you think. I honestly was in a really bad place for most of this year. Oh my gosh, it's 11/11, make a wish. Sorry about that. I just lost a lot of confidence in myself. I really just didn't know who I was, and like I didn't back myself whatsoever. Whereas like in a short amount of time, I really quickly realized I am all the things that I'm searching for. I know that sounds really cheesy. I am so much stronger than I think. I am so much more capable of things than I think. Like even things that I felt like my anxiety held me back from. Like sometimes my anxiety does. A lot of it wasn't even anxiety related. It was just me truly doubting myself. I mean, I still struggle with that sometimes, of course. Like there's still certain moments where I'll be like, oh, I'm not worthy of that, or like, no, I don't deserve that, or whatever. And that's what I'm working on. Georgia, you're so much stronger than you think. Like you're capable of doing anything. Like I truly believe that. And that's something I lost for a really long time. And I think I also learnt as well this year to put yourself first. I'm a very giving person. Like I drop everything for everyone. I feel like I'm constantly like considering a million different options that might affect other people in my head. I like kind of skim over looking after myself. So that's another big one that's come out of this year, is that I need to start looking out for myself more. And like that's not a bad thing at all. Like you can still be a good friend, a good partner, a good whatever by holding your values and setting your boundaries. Yeah, that's probably the biggest ones. A list of the perfect guy for you with what you've learned from your previous relationship. We are getting into some manifesting, my friends. Can I just say, like a comment on dating, and like I have not obviously been single for a number of years, and it's like the whole game's changed and I hate it. Like I hate dating, getting to know people, and I get so like I get the ick so quickly because I'm just not like a dating type. I don't enjoy, I don't know, the thought of going out with like different people, and I just hate it. I really do. But I'm gonna have to get used to it eventually. No rush, but I don't know. I just hate it. I don't know if this is just me, and I'm sorry if there are any males watching this. I feel like the quality of single guys that are out there has just gone way down. Are all the good ones taken? I just have such high standards, and there's very few people out there that meet that. I don't know. I'm just not a dating kind of gal, but yeah, look, my perfect guy in a perfect world, things that are like most important to me is their energy, their heart. I really just value kind, good people. Like if your soul is good and my energy picks up on that, like you're already halfway there, sweetie. Then I would say probably emotional intelligence is a big one for me, and something that I've learnt quite quickly is that is what I need. Boys just aren't very mature. I know that there is some out there, but it's just very hard. Like emotional intelligence is such a big thing for me, especially like someone that aligns with my vision on that kind of thing. I really value like communication, and I've realized how important that is. I'm a very, very big communicator and big on being open about everything. I feel like that's how you trust your partner, and that's something I didn't have a lot of in my past relationships. Definitely someone that is open and yeah, allows me to trust them, like in their communication style and their personality. Just a good human. They probably would have to be somewhat motivated because I feel like I'm a bit of a get up and go kind of person. But honestly, just like the energy. What's the 2022 vibe going to be? I think this is for next year, so 2023. The vibe is wholesome. The vibe is confident. And like the overarching theme that I'm like putting out there is go and get what you want. Stop holding yourself back. Go and get it. That is my energy for next year. A lot of you guys are also asking about like my masters. Am I continuing my masters? Am I still doing education? I am still doing education. I have 1 year left of my masters of teaching. After a bit of debate, I realized I just needed a bit of a break. Last year was so full on. 2023 will probably still be full on, but I think there is so much relief at knowing that at the end of it I'm done. This time next year I will be done. In 11 months time I will be finished uni forever, and that is like the most exciting thing for me. A big thing coming out of 2023 is finishing uni forever, finishing my masters. I'll have 3 degrees at the end of next year. Like, that's just a little bit wild. With all those degrees, I'm still sitting here confused with what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. But nonetheless, we've got a big debt. Woohoo. I'm still continuing, still doing teaching, and only 12 months left to go. I just want to get it done. I just want to move on. Okay. I didn't realize so many of you followed me because I lived in Brisbane. What's your plans for traveling next year? So exciting. I cannot wait to use my passport again. Nothing is like fully booked yet, but the plan is to head to New Zealand next year, and I'm so excited. I've been wanting to go to New Zealand for ages. A few of my friends, that's what the plan is, and I'm so keen. Maybe Europe at the very end of next year. That is still in a very, very rough planning stage. I really just want to get out there. I just want to live life, and especially after like finishing my masters, I feel like that'll just be such an awesome thing to go and do. Go to Europe for a couple of weeks and use the time where I'm not in full-time work. I feel like that will just be such a good end to finishing uni. Germany is very high on my list, and just like all the popular places in Europe. I've not been to Europe, and I was supposed to be going in like June, July this year. Now that I am single, that is no longer on the cards. I'm just so keen to go and create new memories, especially with my friends. I've got some beautiful people around me. Coming back to this one, this is good. The amount of caffeine I have in my system. I already had a coffee this morning, and I normally have one shot a day, and I don't know how many we've got here, but it's quite a bit. What has helped you cope with heartbreak the most so far? My support system. My family, my friends, people around me has been the biggest savior for me. I'm already very close with my family, so yeah, very grateful for my family, and my friends have just been so amazing. Like, I honestly have some really beautiful people in my life. Going through all of this, I've really been able to see who my real good friends are. I don't have a massive group of friends, but the people that I do have are like the best quality people. Like, does that even make sense? They have cheered me up, they've taken me out, they've shown me that I can be happy and I deserve to be happy, and my family just like constantly being there. I'm so grateful that I've lived with them whilst going through this, because I don't think I could have done this without them. Very grateful. That's like the biggest thing that has helped. Career, uni pathway. Why are you going back to uni in 2023? I'm going back to uni because there was a reason that I started it, and there's a reason I'm going to finish it. I've got 12 months left to go. Last year was so hectic with starting my masters, and it was such a big shock to my system, and also just a lot of life stuff happened last year. Like, not only starting my masters, life stuff, like so many things in my personal life happened, and obviously it ended really horribly. I just feel like it took a big toll on me in many ways, and yeah, like I said, this time next year I'll be fully done. I just want to get it done, and I know that I started it for a particular reason. I still love working with kids, and I still have the same goals, like career wise, which is to combine my psych degree and education and be able to do more mental health stuff in schools or for schools. So that's still my plan. I really do believe I will get there eventually. I just really needed a break. I think I was just so exhausted and run down by the end of like this year, 2022. A lot of questions about heartbreak and how to move on and stop thinking about them and those kinds of things. I think the most important thing I can say to anyone going through a similar thing right now is to allow yourself to feel it, because I feel like that has been such a help for me, especially at the start. I was just all in the feels, and it was so heavy and overwhelming, but for like 3 weeks I just cried morning and night, especially because it was such a traumatic thing. I feel like you're very lucky if you have a breakup that's not messy and gross, because that just made it a million times more difficult for me. I know people say it all the time, and it's so annoying to hear it. Like, even I used to get annoyed when people would tell me like time heals all, but it truly does. The more the weeks go on, the more the days go on, certain things get easier, some things might linger, and that's what I've learned, that like certain things still make me upset and probably will for a while. I think that's something I've had to accept, is that even going into my next relationship, I am going to have a lot of these scaries. around, because there's just so many things that will bring up a lot of anxiety for me and will really scare me, I guess, going into a different relationship. But again, that's something that I have to work on. And I think just being patient with yourself, finding the outlets that really work for you. Mine was definitely journaling, having such a good support system, and like people I could actually talk to about this stuff. And yeah, finding a new hobby. You guys know gym and like art stuff has been a savior for me. So if there's something that you've been wanting to do, a hobby, a skill, go do it. Like, now is your time to put all of that energy back into yourself. A few questions asking about a bit more specific details on my last relationship ending, and I feel like I don't need to give out any more information. I just want to say that because I do get messages quite constantly asking about it, and I've always said I don't think this needs to be a super public problem. But then at the end of the day, I still do film my life, and you guys have watched a lot of this stuff. I did share a lot of my relationship online as well. So, but I just feel like what happened is kind of obvious. I don't think it's necessary for me to say it. But at the end of the day, I am a very loyal person. I've always remained loyal. I have always been trustworthy. That's all that really matters on my part. What aspects of teaching do you like/dislike as a career? This is a good question. Love working with kids. I've always enjoyed working with kids. That's definitely a big plus. And also just getting to see kids grow and develop. When I was at uni, like doing my psych degree, one of my favorite things was developmental psych. I just love understanding how kids grow up and why they become the way that they are. I'm still interested in that stuff. So yeah, seeing them develop and being able to support them in some kind of way. I'd also be lying if I said the holidays weren't great. Like, I think it's really cool that you get Christmas off every year. Whilst it is a super demanding job, I feel like it's a very rewarding job. But then in terms of dislikes, the workload, I feel like you kind of only respect teachers if you either know one or when you study it and you see how much work happens behind the scenes. Like, even though school may only go from 8 till 3 or whatever, there is so much work that is done outside of those hours, and teachers honestly do so much. Like, the amount of paperwork that they have to do now and like the admin-y kind of things. I understand that teachers are really time poor. Their workload has massively increased. So yeah, that's not fun. Questions about my goals for 2023. I haven't actually sat down and fleshed out what I want out of next year, so I'm very excited to do that. Biggest things that I can think of is obviously moving, taking the scary steps to create my dream life elsewhere. And just hopefully get out of Brisbane, if not move out. I really do think a coastal move is on the cards, and that's what I'm manifesting. Finish my degree and finish uni forever. That is another big goal. And also to just soak up life experiences. Traveling, getting out there, going and doing things with my friends. With the way the world's been the past couple of years, I feel like I've lost some of my 20s and lost some of those experiences that happen in your 20s. So I'm really keen to like make them up and just go for it, go like travel, go experience new things. I think they're probably my biggest goals at this point. Where is your necklace from? I get a lot of questions about this little G necklace. You guys probably can't see that. I will have to try and find the name. I don't know if I will find it. It's from a jewelry brand that's at the Watson Bay markets in Sydney. That's where I got it from. Do you have any book recommendations about positive mindset? I have read some really good books this year. Not even kidding, I have read more books this year than I think I've read in my whole life. I've just never been a big reader, and this year I've really gotten into the self-development stuff. Setting Boundaries is a very good one, by Rebecca someone. That is a very good book that I've read. Also the Vex King books, I've really enjoyed them this year. The Vex King book is probably the best one for kind of like an overall mindset book. But yeah, Setting Boundaries really inspired me this year. Things you love to do now that you're single. I just like not having to think about somebody else. That is obviously a really nice bonus from being single. I can make decisions on my own, and I just really just do what Georgia wants to do, which is great. I'm not very used to like male attention. I don't know, I just don't know what to do with it. One of my friends and I were talking about something. Isn't this so horrible? But literally like nice guys, or like guys that are just really friendly and whatever, they kind of give you the ick. And I don't know why, but like really just like sweet people. I'm not saying I've had a lot of experience with this, but I'm just saying like in my mind, it's so much easier to like dismiss them, and it's so bad. Like I said, I really just hate the dating world and having to meet new people. I'm not a datey kind of person. I've never been a date kind of gal. Whilst I do want to meet new people, it's also like I much just prefer to be in a relationship. Like I'm very good once I've found someone, and like I'm a good relationship kind of gal, but I just don't enjoy the steps to get there. Like I hate putting myself out there and having to get to know people. Like it's so draining having to tell your life story. Well, not your life story, but like what do you do and whatever. Having to explain that to different people, it's just kind of like I don't enjoy this. Does anyone enjoy it? I don't know. Some people probably do, but it's not for me. But we got to get used to it. But yeah, that's going to be interesting this coming year, how I go about being single and I don't know, meeting new people and just how I navigate all of that, because as I said, I haven't had to do that for many years. It's just like very foreign territory for me. I was talking to a girl on Instagram the other day about like both of us having gone through a breakup, and I was just saying, isn't it a nice thought to think that your person is out there right now possibly going through a breakup themselves, like kind of getting ready to meet you? I don't know. I just find that that's a really calming thought to think about sometimes when you overthink everything, because I would be lying if I didn't say I worry sometimes about being alone like forever. And I know that I'm still young. I know that like there's no rush to these things, but like you'd be lying if you said you didn't think about it. Like it is just something that comes into your mind every now and then, especially when you've got so many people around you in such solid, strong relationships. Like I have a lot of people around me getting engaged, getting married, buying their dream houses, and I am the most single that I have ever been in my life. I don't know, it just like, it's a thought that pops into your head sometimes and does scare the bejesus out of you, because I don't know, you just think like, what if I don't find someone whose energy aligns with mine? Or what if I don't find someone as kind as I'm looking for? Do you know what I mean? Like little things like that. Trust is like a big one for me, and I've only been in like 2 very short relationships where it didn't end because someone was unfaithful or because they did something horrible. Like it was a messy breakup. I've only had 2, and having gone through all of them, especially the last one, because it was such a long-term like future-led thing, I just don't have a lot of trust and faith in boys, and that is going to be my biggest thing to get over. I feel like, I don't know, opening up my heart again and just having to trust people. I feel like I've had a lot of reasons in my past relationships to not trust them, which makes moving forward and having like a really strong foundation very hard. Anyway, that was kind of a single gal chat. Advice or steps of action to take when mental health has taken a turn. This is something that is very fresh in my memory because that has been me for this year, but my biggest things would be seek support, go and get help. Don't let anyone make you feel like there's a problem with you or there's, you know, it's something bad about you. That's how I kind of felt this year, is that like there was something really wrong with me, and it's only now that like I've gotten rid of a lot of big stresses and kind of changed my environment a bit that I'm like, hang on, no, I'm not crazy. Don't let your mental health consume you. Go and seek support. As scary as it is sometimes, it's the best thing. Go to your GP, get a mental health care plan, find a psychologist that aligns with you, because I've been to some before that just did not vibe, whereas my psychologist now, she is like so good, like just gets me, talks on my level, we just connect very well, and I feel like that's super important. Speak up too. It is super scary, but allow people to understand what's happening for you, especially if you're in a relationship. You've got to be open about how you're feeling, and hopefully you're in a relationship with someone that understands that, doesn't make those things worse for you. And also just learn to be kind to yourself, and activities that really calm you, whether that's like going for a walk or going to the gym. If you like doing things alone or painting, find activities that you can do that calm you down. I feel like walking's really good too. I used to sit in activewear for a little bit, and whenever I was feeling overwhelmed, like when I was feeling really down, I would just get up and go for a walk, and that was so helpful for me. I feel like I've kind of gone through a lot of the general ones, like the most common ones that came up, which is good. I'm going to end off this little coffee catch up here. I hope that you enjoyed catching up with me. And this will probably be the last video of this year. I think I said that about my last one too, because I just don't know when these videos are going up. Yes, I really do hope that you have had a lovely Christmas and New Year period, and enjoying some downtime if you've had some time off from work, enjoying time with your loved ones, and hopefully regaining some energy to head into the new year. I'm so excited to head into 2023 with you guys. This year has been huge. This year has been bigger than I ever could have expected it to be, but I really feel like we've cleared out a lot of bad energy to have a really good 2023. Like, so many exciting things: finishing my masters, finishing uni, traveling with my friends, doing things that I want to do, and just being happy and falling back in love with life again. I feel like that is just gonna be so fun, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. Yeah, sending you guys a lot of love. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for coming along with me for 2022. I am sending you all the good energy for the new year. Let's get it, let's smash it. I love you guys so much.